The third thing I want to tell you about. I'm going to tell you about the Now is the Time campaign, the land repayment, but also the projected costs of a potential facility. Now, what kind of facility are we talking about? Well, the master plan looks like a completed development here with a larger theater-style auditorium, a multi-purpose room here, classrooms and offices. But what we're suggesting is that we would not do the whole project right now. We would do a phase one development, which would be really this section of the project. So on this side of the card, you see about a 300-seat auditorium, some classroom space for children, some bathrooms and then on the second floor of this area right here, there is some office space and some adult education space, that kind of thing. It's just under 14,000 square feet altogether, and we think that would be a place that we could start with and over the years see the project develop. Here you see a schematic or a rendering of what the front entrance may look like, and again, these are preliminary, these may well change, but this is what we've kind of projected at this point. You see another rendering of the project. This is looking at the park to the back with the kids' education area here, some offices on the second floor, and that's a multi-purpose space right over here. So if we were to build a 13,900 square foot building, what would some of the costs be? Well, we have to prepare the site itself. So if you look at some site prep fees, and there's a wide range here depending on all that we do at this time. We don't have to develop the entire campus, but these are things like grading the site and putting drainage pipes in, putting curbs and sidewalks, paving a part of it, bringing all of the services in from the property line. And we have rough estimates on this, that this would be someplace between $800 and $1.1 million. Now, these are not firm costs. Why wouldn't they be firm? Well, because we haven't totally designed the facility just yet. And there's nobody that's going to give us a firm estimate on the preliminary drawings that we have. So that's why I'm giving you a range today. So once we would have the site prepared, that's all horizontal work, before we would build, that all has to be done. The next piece is the actual building itself. And again, for a 13,900 square foot building, it's a range of costs again, anywhere from $1.7 to $2.2 million. Again, depending on the kind of building we put up, what the structure is made of, how elaborate, how simple it is. And some of these costs might even be lower than this because of the available labor that's there today. Costs of some raw materials and construction materials are down right now, and so these estimates are about 6 months old, so some things have changed in that. So if you look at the cost of the facility here, this looks like someplace around $2.5 to $3.3 million. However, that's just an empty building at this point. That doesn't include chairs or a sound system. It doesn't include office furniture or kids' furniture or supplies along that line. And so that would be a third cost for us, and that would be, let's just call it fixtures. And this is a very wide range, anywhere from about $500,000 to $1 million. We clearly think that it's more on this side over here. We already own some of the equipment that we might need. We own office desks and chairs and so on. So that's, again, a range of where it could be. Then we still have to pay for the property. We still owe money on the land itself. And as I said, that's about $823,000. So when it's said and done, this is someplace in the area of $3.8 to $5.1 million. That is a lot of money. And so that's why we're still looking at this, and it's preliminary, but I wanted to give you kind of a range of what we might be talking about here in terms of the cost of the facility. Again, as soon as I give numbers, there's a tendency to lock those numbers in, and this is what it should be. It could be less than this. We would not expect it to be more than that. We're shooting more toward this lower end and try to minimize where we can and still get the quality facility that we need. So those are kind of the projected costs. Then the question that's often asked is, how soon could we be in the facility if we marched ahead? So what's the timeline? Well, again, we can't nail it down exactly, but if we were to move forward this fall and say, let's combine all of our resources, we feel God's moving us forward with a construction plan of some kind. We need 2 or 3 months to raise some cash up front, and then we probably would do a pledge drive again, maybe 3 years, something like what we're just finishing up now. So if we begin in that process this fall, and we begin the design of the actual building itself in January, projections are that it could be someplace between 18 months, 24 months, maybe up to 30 months if we get some hiccups along the way. But someplace in that area that we could potentially, maybe it's kind of a best case scenario, but potentially we could be in a new facility by January of 2012. So there's a lot of work to do, and this is a great season of opportunity for us. And so what we have asked in the last week or so, and if you've been at Copper Hills and been following along even on our website or with the Buzz, you know that we've been fasting and praying. We believe that God can help us with this. We believe God wants us to know what's on His heart for our church. The question for us isn't really primarily, first of all, do we build or don't we build? The question is, God, we want to have an open heart for hearing what you would have for us. And so if you've been fasting this week, good for you. That's great. If you haven't joined this fast that we've been doing, why don't you take Monday to fast before the meeting? And then we're going to get together on Monday night at 7 o'clock at the community center once again, and join us there. We're going to talk together about what we feel God's been saying to us about moving forward. We are moving forward. We're just wanting to know together what moving forward for Him looks like. You know, it might mean that in a couple of years that a facility, something along these lines, might be built in this community. But I want you to know that this isn't about this facility. We've said it again and again, and it's still the truth. We believe that a facility will only be built if it's going to enhance what God wants to do in that community. If it will be a tool and an asset to reach the families, the children, the teenagers, the moms and dads in that community, then there will be a facility. And we're trusting Him for that because it's our great desire to follow His lead and what He would have for us. And so, again, I want to thank you for taking some time to watch the video. I hope it's been informative. You can email me, Brad at Copper Hills, or talk to any one of our elders. And if you have questions, if you need more information, we want to get that to you. But I really want to encourage you to continue to fast and pray. And if you haven't, join in, and then join us at the community center in West Wing at 7 o'clock on Monday evening. And it'll be a great time together. I hope you'll be there.